What's up, dude? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's case is going... there goes my lights. Dang it. Gotta get a little bit more light in this room. So today's case is going to be a little bit shorter than the ones that I recently have been doing. It's a really sad one, and I'm not going to go into like a ton of detail with it, but it is disturbing because it involves children. So this is just a trigger warning for sexual crimes committed against children. So if that kind of thing is something that you are just not comfortable listening to, or it could be triggering to you in some way, shape, or form, like seriously, please do not watch the rest of this video because I don't want anybody to be disturbed like to the point of it triggering some sort of a reaction in them. Genuinely click off this video if that's the case. However, like I said, I'm not going to go into crazy graphic detail, but still I just want you guys to know about that and be aware. So that being said, let's jump into today's case. In April of 2020, San Diego Crime Stoppers started receiving tips regarding an unidentified man who had committed sexual acts with a juvenile, according to Chula Vista Police. Investigators were able to identify the suspect and also determined that there were 2 additional underage victims, Chula Vista Police Lieutenant Dan Peak said. The man suspected of committing these crimes was Jaylen Devin Fleer, 27 years old, and he was formerly an officer of the Sheriff's Jail and Court Services Unit. Jaylen worked with the department for just over 5 years, so he wasn't there for a short amount of time. He was taken off of a post at the San Diego Central Jail and put on desk duty, the agency reported, so he had no communication or had anything to do with the general public at that time. I'm not sure when he was arrested, to be sure, but Lieutenant Dan said that the charges brought up against him had nothing to do with his employment status at that time. So he was put onto this desk duty before any allegations of the case that we're about to talk about. Even though the allegations had nothing to do with Fleer's duties as a deputy, they were so serious that all peace officer authority was taken away from him, according to a department statement. Jaylen pled guilty to 20 felony and misdemeanor charges related to sex acts with underage girls. All the girls in this case were 16 and younger. So Jaylen had attempted to meet up with minors for sexual reasons as well. These crimes took place between March 27th and April 8th, 2020. He tells multiple girls, "Do you have friends? I'll give you money. The younger, the better," said Jaylen. That's funny, Jaylen, but spelled a different way. Wang, deputy district attorney. The victims were too afraid to call the police because Jaylen, the suspect, was part of the police. So I'm sure that they feared retaliation, or that their reports wouldn't be taken seriously, that somehow Jaylen would intercept them, or he would hear about it and do something back to them in retaliation, like I said. 4 victims were named in the criminal complaint. They were just referred to as Jane Doe 1, 2, 3, and 4 because of their ages. They are underage, so trying to be respectful of that. "I have never seen a more despicable set of facts as I've seen in this case," says Judge Michael Popkins. He proactively enrolled in treatment and has completed 46 therapy sessions, said David Shapiro, Jaylen's defense attorney. He has recognized the error of his ways, as if that's supposed to make it better or make it seem like, oh yeah, he's actually not that bad of a guy. Come on, BFFR, if you know, you know. "My client was 13 years old when she was solicited for a threesome with a 9-year-old, attorney Dan Gillian said. A 13-year-old and a 9-year-old. Come on, dude. Jaylen was reportedly on duty while he was messaging the young girl on Snapchat and sending her sexually explicit photos. The suit reads in part, he also sent plaintiff a picture of him in his sheriff's uniform. Another part of the suit reads, he also asked and made arrangements with her to meet with him in person and have sex with him and a threesome with him and another minor girl, offering the plaintiff $100 to do so. In June, Jaylen was sentenced to 12 years in prison after pleading guilty. He has a wife and a 1-year-old son. He will now serve the 12 years in a state prison with no probation option, and he will be registering as a sex offender for the rest of his life. I hope his wife files for divorce because this is seriously disgusting. So I know there was the 9-year-old and the 13-year-old, and then I believe there was a 14-year-old, and I want to say a 16-year-old that he was also talking to and trying to solicit for sex. So if that's not just like disgusting enough, this guy is only getting 12 years. Honestly, I think any crimes against children that they plead guilty to that they did do, I think they should have to be in prison, honestly, for the rest of their lives. I think that 12 years is nothing. And then, so he has to register as a sex offender. Okay, these were literal minors. They were children. Like, come on. Sexual crimes in general, I think they deserve to be in prison or jail for much longer. But when it comes to children, I think you should have to sit in there the rest of your life. Like, if you plead guilty to it, you're admitting that you did do it, that you committed the crimes that you were being accused of. So personally, I think this guy should have to sit in jail for the rest of his life. I don't think he should get out at all. I don't think there should be an option for him to get out. Nothing. I know he won't get, a probation option, and that's fine and well, but he's getting out after 12 years. Like, that's nothing. Come on. I don't know. I just feel very strongly about this one because it involves children. So please leave your thoughts in the comments down below and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one. Like I said, I have been doing 10-minute videos, but this one is a little bit shorter, but I thought that it was very interesting. And I'll try to find his interrogation. I don't know if I'll be able to get it, but there was a TikTok that had it. So I'll insert that in this video as well so you guys can see what he says about the case and, his side of things.
I don't know, do you have any questions for me before I kind of...
I will ask what this is about?
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of, it started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, when we looked into it, it looks similar to you, so I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture before. Oh, I have like 15 million things here. This picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the gross one.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
I don't know, 20.
20? Have you ever used this picture on any social media site?
I think it was Snapchat back in the day, yeah.
Okay. Alright. Have you ever shared this picture with anybody on Snapchat?
Yeah, probably with my wife, to be honest. Obviously I talked to other girls back in the day too, but I can't remember.
Okay. If you had to guesstimate how many times you may have shared the photo, how many times?
That one, maybe just a couple times, once or twice.
Okay, so definitely to your wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've used that photo for your wife, and you were about 20 years old in the photo. You did share it on Snapchat, and then maybe some other girls you were talking to?
Yeah, this was a long time ago, so I don't really remember who it was.
Okay. Okay, and I know Snapchat is all private, right? You have to add somebody.
Yeah, I believe I had to, yeah.
You can't just
request a friend.
Yeah, you can't just be anyone. So that one's at least a little bit better, where it's like you have to actively search for somebody, right? So this photo came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Okay.
Have you ever communicated with any females that we've already recognized that yes, you have with your recruit from the past? Is there anyone else you've communicated with on Snapchat?
Back then, no, just close friends and coworkers and stuff like that.
Anyone recently?
No.
But that is it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching this video, and I do hope that you come back for another video tomorrow, but if not, totally cool. I understand, and I hope that you guys have a fantastic day, and make sure to stay safe out there. Always be aware of your surroundings, and if it seems too good to be true, chances are it is. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. GoPro, stop recording.